Hi everyone. Well, the excitement is mounting because I'm just about to go. I'm going up to the Bunya Mountains for a couple of days as part of a team from the Darling Downs local branch of BirdLife Southern Queensland. And we're the key biodiversity area guardians for the Bunya Mountains Yarraman area. So BirdLife International have a program of monitoring areas around the world which are designated as key biodiversity areas because they're biodiversity hotspots, and so we just go up there once a year and do surveys looking mainly at birds but also reporting on just the general condition of the area as well. And it's a lot of fun, but there's a bit of an issue this year, and that is this. Oh look, the ferryman wanting to say goodbye. This is the issue. Look at the weather. So today started out sunny, as was predicted, but there's also a severe storm prediction that's current, and we knew this was coming. We tried to change the accommodation, but they wouldn't let us. We couldn't postpone it, so we're locked in. We've got to do it. So I think Sunday morning will be clean. It's clear. It's Friday around about lunchtime now, so it should come through sometime this afternoon and probably rain most of Saturday morning. In terms of how it affects us, obviously we don't mind getting wet. It's not the end of the world, but it means the bird activity will be quite subdued. So we've just got to roll with it and just get what we can. So I'm hoping Saturday afternoon and Sunday morning will be clear. So anyway, that's it. So let the fun begin. Alright, so I've stopped at Oakey just to get a bit of food. A lot of common miners or Indian miners here, but how's this for a bit of an icon? Grass tree with a magpie. Wow. Hanging kangaroo paw. This is the Oakey Streetscape project. 2005. Yeah, it looks good. Right over there in the distance, there are some mountains on the horizon, and that's where we're going. That's the Bunya Mountains. We're only about 60 kilometres away actually at the moment, so a few winding backcountry roads to get there, but we'll be there in a little while. So this is Bowenville, which is a pretty charming looking tiny little town just south of Dalby. There's many different ways to get to the Bunya Mountains. I like coming through this town. And I've noticed a welcoming committee has just noticed me. We've got a blue-faced honeyeater there, and I think it may have been a yellow-throated miner came down. Yeah, yellow-throated miner. See the absence of the black helmet on him, or her, whatever. Hello. Not a lot of yellow on your throat. I suspect this is just possibly an immature one. Not quite an adult yet. Yeah, well, you're just lovely. There we are. Now it's a bit of yellow around here. Kind of near the ear there. Well, I stopped at that little park for a little while there, just catching up with stuff on my laptop, and look what's rolling in. Yeah, I really need to get up to the mountains before that gets to us. Storms just seem to form just outside of Dalby and then just roll across these black soil plains. Looks like it's raining down there already. Look at that car getting done up under the windmill. It's awesome. Anyway, alright, no stops now. I've just got to hightail it up there. This is actually getting closer as I watch it. Wow. Better get a move on. I can only assume that they're intentionally burning off. Yeah, I suppose there's a good time to do it. It's windy, but it's wet. Well, I made it. We're staying in there. Looks like some of the party's already here. It was a bit hectic going up the range there. It's pretty dark with the big trees over. Couldn't see the water across the road and stuff. But anyway, all part of the fun. So I'd say tonight's going to be a washout and probably tomorrow morning. And we'll just see how we go from there. Just after 8, arrived here late this afternoon. There are 6 people in this cabin, 8 in the others, so we've got 14 here to do these surveys over the weekend. The rain stopped, it's cleared off. Part of the fun of doing this kind of thing is where you get to go and who you get to stay with. So, in this cabin over here, anyone like to do any introductions?
Hi, I'm Roger, and here is my wonderful wife, Sorella.
And Stephen over in the corner who said, film this before we drink too much red wine. And Ian and Rita over here.
And before we fall asleep.
And before we fall asleep. And so anyway, there's lasagna for dinner tonight, which I cooked, so we'll see how that turns out. If we're going to do. And that's about it. So yeah, nice cabin here actually, nice high roof, which is crazy in a cold area. It gets freezing up here during winter, but anyway, so here we go, setting up for dinner and then surveys first thing tomorrow if the weather holds up, which it looks like it will. So it's Saturday morning. You can see a little friend walking along next to me here. We had a very, off we go. There's also been a scrub turkey doing the rounds looking for food. Obviously other people feed them here in these cabins. We just, these cabins are just for hire to the public. But yeah, we had a very violent storm last night and very windy, really driving rain, but it's all cleared away, and in fact we've got blue sky, which is amazing. There were some predictions for a bit more rain today, which still may happen, but it's actually surprisingly warm and a little bit breezy. Maybe some wind will pick up, but everything's looking good for starting the surveys today. So it's fantastic.
If you keep going long enough, make enough visits, then you may potentially detect changes in occurrence or abundance of birds, so that's helpful. And because we put our information into bird data, the national database of BirdLife Australia, it means that when folks are analysing trends in populations at the whole of population scale, data that we've put in can be used in those analyses. So all that we do and record is of usefulness like that. So this is the first site here at Westcott. We go through that foot cleaning station over there, across the grass, and then we start a 2 hectare 20-minute site.
So at the head of a lot of the bushwalks here, there's these cleaning stations. So you know that you're not bringing anything in on your boots. It's a big problem with the Phytophthora fungus, which is killing the bunya pines and other trees. So it's always good knowing that you're starting a track clean and not bringing anything in there that shouldn't be there. Part of the joy of doing these bird walks is not just the birds that you see in here, or the people that you meet. It's just environments you go to and all the all the other things that you see. And look at this, for instance. But this, though, I've just been told, could actually be a bit of a problem fungus. It's getting widespread here, and it's potentially not actually native to the area. But, oh, look more here. Certainly very pretty to look at, but because these environments are so damp and so rich, they're just ripe for lots of things to come in here, and invasive species are always a big problem. So very beautiful being here, but there's probably a lot more going on than what you realise when you first just appreciate the beauty of it. They are so close. But do you think we can find them?
The lures coming in. He's got a stick in it.
Okay, so we just witnessed something pretty special. Everyone was gathered around here to look at this large clump of moss and lichen and twigs and vegetation. That's a nest from a yellow-throated scrubwren. Now, as we were just looking there, you could see one of the scrubwrens go in and out. But then a Lewin's honeyeater came and visited, and those birds are renowned pests. So I couldn't quite work out if it was taking some nesting material out of that nest or if it was just inspecting it. But the parent yellow-throated scrubwren there was not happy. So just have a look at this footage here that I just filmed. So there you go, like it's a battle for resources. If there's nesting material being stolen, it's not very nice. Yellow-throated scrubwrens are strictly rainforest birds found in the rainforest in northern New South Wales, southeastern Queensland, and then a couple of patches up the Queensland coast. So white-browed scrubwrens are probably more widely known and distributed, but in here, in this rainforest, we've got the yellow-throated scrubwrens, and you know, having to fight just to keep your own nest intact is pretty full on. It was very special to see that though. Okay, so I have with me here Anne Alcock, who's one of the members of our group this weekend. So Anne is focusing on photography. Do you want to show us your gear there, Anne? And what kind of camera and what kind of lens have we got here?
It's an R6 Mark II and a 100 to 500.
Yeah, okay. And so the R6 there, the mirrorless.
Yes, it's a mirrorless.
Yeah.
Yes,
So that
yeah.
means it's nice and quiet, which is really good for us videographers.
Yes, I can put it on electronic shutter, and it's great. Yeah.
Yeah. So how are you going this morning?
Well, conditions are less than ideal, I must say. It's very dark, very overcast, and sometimes it's quite windy. So shooting is very difficult.
Yeah, and then when you get the glary skies like that.
Yes, I'm finding that I have to increase the exposure quite a lot.
Yeah.
So that the bird's not too dark.
Yeah, and then you end up with everything kind of blown out around it, which is pretty horrible.
Well, a high key image.
Yes, yeah, look at it that way, yeah. And so, any decent shots this morning under these circumstances, though?
The first shots I got as we came in were silver eyes, and I think they'll be quite nice.
Yeah.
But since then, I don't think there's anything great. It was nice to get some photos of the scrubwren nest.
Yeah.
So that was a thrill.
Yeah. Now, how long have you been doing bird photography for?
Oh, maybe seriously for about 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember going to your place once for a meeting, and your computer just happened to be on, and I think there was a big shoebill photo, wasn't there?
Oh, yes, yes. I love that shoebill stalk. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So you travelled the world photographing birds?
I've been very lucky to do that. I've been to Antarctica
Oh,
and
wow.
Africa and the Arctic.
Oh, my goodness.
I know.
Any memories stand out in particular?
Oh, absolutely. I'll never forget going to Antarctica, even though it was around 1998, I think.
Yeah.
It was just absolutely memorable. All those penguins and seals, and the landscape was beautiful.
Freezing?
Oh, yes, freezing and below.
Wow. And how about Africa? What apart from the shoebill, other highlights there?
Oh, yes, mainly the larger wildlife. We were really focusing on lions and
Yeah, wow.
yes, and leopards and things. But in Namibia, I did see some wonderful birds. But I wasn't really into bird photography then, and it's only since that I've
missed
realised.
opportunity now.
I know.
What a shame.
Might have to go back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And the other thing with bird photography, like it's a very rewarding thing by itself, but when we're doing surveys, it's very useful for helping us identify birds because they move so quickly. Sometimes just with the binoculars, you can't get a decent view, but if you can peel off a few shots, then we can look at them in the field on the little viewfinder. So it's very helpful that way as well.
Oh, that's good. Yes. Yes, I often can't identify the birds in the field, but as soon as I get them home on the computer, it's much easier.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the image on that, would you know how many megapixels it is? It must be a massive image that generates.
Oh, yes, I think it's probably about 40 or
Yeah,
something.
wow.
Yeah,
So the
they're
ability
huge.
to enlarge without kind of pixelating it is pretty good.
Yes, it's wonderful. Yeah, the technology we have now is fantastic. Yeah.
So you need to follow that main branch of this brachychiton down, and it's just on the top side of it, and you can just see a brown bird with spots on its back. So it's a female, what did I say, regent bowerbird.
And they just all round.
No, it wasn't.
Oh,
I had to
okay.
walk
So
down.
that's
There's
great
a track
to me.
off to the left.
Great.
I had to walk down their track for a considerable
So they'll
distance.
hang out.
Brown thornbill 1, cicada bird 1 herd, no more than one. Now I've only got 2 crimson rosellas on the list.
Okay, site number 2 for Saturday morning. Same thing, same survey technique as last time. And this will be interesting because we're not so much on a slope.
So from the car park down to the T-junction in the track and along the track will all be the 500 metre radius site. So I'm taking observations from right now.
So in this tree behind me here, just this one up here, there's a female satin bowerbird gathering nesting material, and she's been grabbing quite a bit and just moving higher up. The ones further down the range back where we are near Toowoomba, this is a bit late for nesting for them, so they've probably started here just because the season's changed and rain's come in and it's now looking good, so they're breeding now. Now that nest will be somewhere near the bower. They build them fairly close to the bower. The nests themselves are hard to see, a bit of a saucer shape. It'll be right up high in there. They can go up to 15, 16 metres high, which it looks like they're doing here. And yeah, it's just pretty exciting seeing the nesting start now, and pretty sure it's in response to the rain and the good conditions which have come on in the last few weeks here. They're very secretive about their nests too, so they're not easy to see, but against a bright sky we've been able to see the movement there and get some nice footage.
I think it's a black face.
Yeah, black face.
Okay,
Cool.
thank you. We were hearing it, but now we know for sure. And was that nearby or earlier?
No, just then.
Just then.
That's what we were waiting for.
Well done.
It's a great example of
Oh, what you were talking about before.
exactly the use of photographs for identifying in the field.
Yes, very
It's great.
sorry, Anne and Steve, was that inside our plot?
Yeah, it was just down there. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, no, close as.
Oh, it is.
All right, well, we're going to just continue on for a little while. Two black-faced monarchs, 4 brown cuckoo doves. Did anyone actually see one? They were certainly calling. Brown Guruginis 9, brown thornbill 1, crimson rosella 3.
I've got one on the camera. We can look on the TV later.
I see one Lewin's on the left. What do you think, Stephen?
Oh, I thought it was a yellow face, but it didn't get a real good look at him.
Okay, well, I'm adding a...
It's a little bit bigger than the silver eye.
Oh, there's a regent bird, the male. It's just flown
Oh,
in.
male. Who spotted that one?
Sue Ellen, PhD candidate. Yeah.
No, the woodbird's not been corrupted.
Come on now.
Yeah, if you stand in the sun, you might look. Probably him.
I think this has just come down last night. The leaves are still quite fresh here. The thing hasn't wilted much at all. So it's obviously very recent. You can see the tangled vines. It's amazing. But every time something comes down, it just opens up the canopy and lets more light in, and it becomes new opportunity for new plants. Wow. So the whole thing is blown over. Wow. So here's another break, another branch that's come down. Can't quite work out if it's a branch or a standalone tree. I think it's a branch that's come off, but look, it's covered in mistletoe, so you get a really nice close look at the parasitic mistletoe all over it.
Yeah, there's a few.
There's two or three some fine building mistletoe there at the back.
I think there are 3.
This red cedar tree is absolutely amazing. So it's a native, it's one of our native deciduous trees. These were much prized by the timber harvesters. In fact, whole towns were built economically and probably actually out of this timber. They were almost logged out to extinction in southeast Queensland. But this one has survived, and this is massive, like that branch there. The size of that that's come off. Now, this tree's got to be a couple of 100 years old easily. And the fact that it survived all of that timber harvesting period is just fantastic. Oh, just absolutely magnificent tree. So this is the same tree, just from a slightly different angle. And look at the size of that branch going through there. That has got to be, in diameter, be almost 2 meters. And all of the epiphytes up here on it. Wow. It's kind of humbling seeing something this big, but it's just so brilliant that it survived.
Grey fantails, 1 grey shrike thrush, possible kookaburra to be confirmed, 15 loons hanging.
Cut. This big tree's come over it. Someone's coming here with a chainsaw. Alright, good morning everyone. Well, it's Sunday morning. I've got a second tick bite and it is killing. It is really swollen up. It's probably about that wide, the thing on it. But anyway, that's all part of it. It's not going to kill you. So we've been so lucky with the weather on this trip. We had that big storm on Friday night, and then there was rain predicted on Saturday, and it never came through. So we've got 2 more surveys to do today. One of them was in an area that was most badly affected by the drought a few years ago, so it'll be interesting in seeing how that's recovering or not. And then the final one, not far from here, down near the cafe, very beautiful bit of forest, lots of big bunya pines in there. So really looking forward to it today. It's been a great time being up here for a couple of days, so I hope you're enjoying the video. Now just behind me is the sunrise. I don't know if it's visible, but down there, that smokestack, that's the Darling power station. That's coal burning power station. Yeah. And anyway, wow. Now what is this guy? We've been having big debates here about crows versus ravens, and just on the gate, I would say raven. They tend to have a wider gate, in my opinion. By gate, I mean leagues apart. Oh, look at this. This is brilliant. 2 of them. Wow. So I'm looking here for throat hackles. And if we get a bit of wind on them, if there's no white base to the feathers, then that's someone who wants to be fed and is probably old enough to start looking himself. The bird life here is fantastic. It's one of the big draws. We're essentially in a gated community here with all these other cabins, and there aren't any pets here. People just come and visit, so I don't know the rules. I've certainly never seen any cats or dogs here, and there's plenty of wallabies and birds around as a result. But anyway, looking forward to today.
So here last time we did a small 2 hectare, 20-minute survey right from the start for 250 or 300 metres, probably 30 metres either side, because it's quite thick a bit further along. And then we continued with the largest survey. So I think we'll do the same here if everyone's happy with that.
Little robin? Yes.
And the loons.
Oh yeah. Got it. Thank you.
And is the wonga too far away?
Are we going to get nearer to it maybe?
So the main priority of why we're here is just looking at the area in terms of the biodiversity values and the condition of the habitat here. So we're going to fill in a key biodiversity area report at the end of this. We're doing bird surveys, which is a large part of it, but we're also noting lots of other things of significance. And there's a great example here at this site. If we look down here, this furrowing that's been going on here, there's almost certainly only one possibility, and that's wild pigs doing that. So we're in the national park. Pest management is obviously an issue, and we'll be reporting that there's been very recent activity from wild pigs here. Yeah, so I mean, it's not only bad for the environment, they're also digging up the edge of the track here, which is not good either from a visitor point of view. And if you look here, I'm only about, I don't know, 30-40 metres down from that last spot. There's a lot more digging going down here off the edge of the track now into the bush. So parks will have a way of handling this. They'll probably be setting traps, I hope.
There, but there were 2 sitting here together,
lovely colours you've got, but you always seem to be right above me.
No, I know. It's the on the neck, isn't it?
Up on the neck.
Okay folks, if I may just briefly interrupt to run through our list, and this is everything that we've seen this morning. Black-faced monarch, 2 pairs, total of 4. 4 brown cuckoo doves.
Okay, so it's pack up time now. Okay, all packed up, ready to roll. This has been returned to its original condition. So, what a great time. One last survey to do now.
On its back.
You don't see too many.
Blue eye. Got the bowerbirds down here, 2 off.
Look at its ice colour and its lilac.
No,
And it is just a bowerbird.
yeah, you got 2, you've got a male and a female, I think.
Creek, make the right correct turn, and we'll start a small site once we get over the peak somewhere.
That was my choice, so that was one of these.
This tree here that we're about to go through is a bit of a local landmark. Often it has a sort of owl in there. Don't know if it's in there today, but the track goes right through here. So let's just see how we go. No sort of owl in there today. This is just amazing here. There's heaps and heaps of currawongs. Some of these trees are fruiting, and there's also, like, we're hearing the currawongs, seeing a few, but there's also a lot of bowerbird action right up in the top of the canopy, and we're just kind of seeing the silhouettes against the sunlight, and then getting a bit of a, there goes one, getting a good look at them later once they sit still for a little bit. And look at that tree.
Now he's hiding. Yeah, he's actually going to go away.
Yeah.
Stupid first spot to give up.
Oh, hang on, there's movement.
I didn't know. Gosh, that looks funny. Eating too much wine.
Get soup it.
You know, I really don't think there are words to describe just how beautiful this is. I certainly can't find them anyway. When you got a living thing like this strangler fig, that is hundreds of years old. It's just magnificent. But, you know, I suppose you've got to qualify the word beautiful. Another tree died as this one took over it. But that's the amazing thing about these rainforests, is how everything works together one way or the other. And life just builds off life. It just is awe-inspiring to be surrounded by trees that are this big.
Seven Marshfield scrubwrens, one kookaburra, only 4 misbehaviours.
Okay, so ends our weekend. We've all had a great time. We've got a whole lot of data that's going to be uploaded into bird data and also into the KVA program that BirdLife run. So that's something we've got to get on with. Lots of photos to sort, videos, and look over here, a nice big mound. No points for guessing who made that. So yeah, it's been wonderful, and this is just such a majestic place. This is our second year coming, so we'll slowly build up data over the years and we'll see some trends that are going on here. And I hope you've enjoyed the video. And yeah, it's been unusual. This is the first time I've put a video together where I go into the actual, well, only a little bit into the process of the surveys as well. So I hope you've learned something out of that. If you're interested in doing this yourself, join a local BirdLife group, or you don't even have to be a member of BirdLife, just download the Bird Data app. There's all sorts of instructions online about how to use it and why it creates really good data that can be analysed in a lot of different ways. So I encourage you to do that if you're keen on birds and you want to help with the Citizen Science Project. I think it's Australia's largest. So thanks for joining us on this video, and we'll see you next time on another trip. See you then.